he wasn't a born and bred Nebraska guy, but man, the way that he ingratiated himself into our lives seamlessly, that's really hard to do. And it felt so genuine. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like disingenuous at any point. It felt like he genuinely cared as much as we do. And so I do think there's a ton of people that, David, we were talking before the show that, when you listen to somebody that many hours, you feel like you know them. Like you feel like they're a friend. You feel like they're a part of your life. I made the joke. I used to listen to, back in the day, this is a long time ago now, but like Scott Van Pelt and Ryan Russillo had a show together. And I loved it. It was one of my favorite sports shows. And when they disbanded that show for Scott to go kind of do his own Sports Center thing, like I was a little heartbroken. Like it felt like I was losing. Like it felt like when you're a kid and your friend moves away from elementary school, right? You're like, oh man, like I don't get to see my friend anymore, right? That's how it feels. And obviously to a much more serious extent with Greg and his passing, you feel like you lost a friend, whether you ever met him or not, or whether you just knew him in passing and kind of in a more professional sense like I did. It feels like a huge loss. And I think you saw that reflected in the whole state. But to kind of get back to what his legacy is, the reason you feel that way is because like that kindness that he showed in personal interactions really came through on his broadcast, that it felt like he cared as much as we did. And that's not always the case.